that Isaac could find.
Well, you do.
So anyway, I was just wanting to hear directly from you what the rationale was, and you're saying that he just has a unique perspective.
Well, yeah, but you also know that Kevin O'Leary is one of the people that invested in Start Engine. You know that, right?
I don't think so.
He is on the
No.
I said that. Yeah, he's on. He's heavily. If you ever look, there's commercials online. He's heavily promoted on Start Engine.
No, I'm saying I don't think they know. And even from the room last night, those people they don't know. They don't know anything about
right.
Right.
So hold on real quick. So this is the thing that this is the responsibility that we have moving forward in this type of world. We have the individual responsibility to seek out information that's factual, right, and understand and that's our responsibility. And so if we fail to do that, we only listen to the bylines, the threads, the tweets, the headlines, or the comments of other people, and not really do our own due diligence. Literally the room that I was in, the room that I came in the day before yesterday, and the guy was upset about not getting his perks for Fanbase, and I had to go on the Start Engine page and scroll to the bottom, and where it literally said none of these are active until the round closes. And he's like, you don't give anybody information, you're not telling anybody, I've invested, where's my perks? It's been 2 weeks, XYZ. But again, it's up to him to read that. You got to read that. You got to read those things. We have a responsibility to read and research. Got this. Again, I don't want people to just, because I'm going to tell you about me, I don't take anybody's word for anything. I don't take nobody's word for it. I'm going to research what you can tell. I'm going to tell you something right now. My feelings is hurt with the black community right now. I'm going to tell you something so real right now. That's funny, and I'm going to put it out there. And I could be wrong. But has anybody seen that meme going around about the guy that might have invented drone technology? It's a whole picture of him. It's called Willie Techman Jenkins, and he invented the drone technology and stuff like that. Has anybody seen that post? Okay, well, you haven't seen the post. There's a post going around for Black History Month about a black man named Willie Jenkins that supposedly was a pioneer of drone technology. And the first thing that I did is the photo looks like it might be AI, right? And I've seen so many people that I respect and know that are knowledgeable sharing this post, and I'm like, I don't think that that's accurate. I think that's an AI generated photo. Somebody just made that story up as a Black History Month story. And it's like, man, and I'm like, so I understand that we all have the ability to unknowingly share or fall into misinformation and run with it. But I think so what I like to say is that there's three schools, there's three ways to approach thinking, right? And I'm telling you, there's it's like instinct, logic, and emotion. So instinct and logic and emotion are what govern the decision making of human beings, right? So it's three things. So instinct is an A to Z response, meaning stick your hand in something or touch a hot plate and you jerk it back. It's an automatic, instantaneous from A to Z. Forget all the other letters of the alphabet. I'm out. That's how we move. Emotion is A, C, F, J, N, Q, Y, Z. We have some of the information and we feel a particular way. We feel a particular way about information presented just based off how we feel. We may or may not be right? And logic is I go through every single letter of the alphabet, checks and balances to make sure that what I'm saying or what I'm thinking is the right thing to think. And I think more from a logical perspective. Right. And that's for me. So, yo.
No, I ain't gonna lie. You making perfect sense. But so the logic part is 1,000%. I agree with you, right? But see, we live in a world now where people wear their politics on their sleeves, right? And they leave, so it's like, even though I know you don't fuck with Trump at all, right? It's like you literally sued Trump, and you've been, you're a staunch supporter of Democrats, as you should, right? You live in Atlanta, it makes sense. And your app benefit off the Jobs Act with Obama, right? But like, see, and this is why I agree with Michael Jordan when he says Democrats and Republicans buy his shoes so he don't get involved in politics. Because even with all that being said, right, now that you have a Trump supporter, right, on the app, right, cool, and we know you don't fuck with Trump at all. Now people who voted for Kamala has an issue. So first it was okay, he sued Trump, and then it was the narrative like I'm not supporting Isaac because I'm a Republican, and he sued this dude that I consider a damn near deity, right? So people don't support you because of that. Then you have a Trump supporter on the app, right, which is supposed to just be business, but people don't think with their logic, they think with their emotions, right? Because that's how politics is. People just leave with their emotions. Now people assuming the worst. Oh, he's going to sell fan base to the white man. Oh, now he's a Trump supporter. I'm not never supporting him again. So it's like, and then people not even consistent with their politics, because if you look at Mark Zuckerberg, right? Mark Zuckerberg literally pivoted, right, and then bowed down to Trump, right? Nobody canceled Facebook. Nobody said I'm not going to support Facebook. Nobody said I'm not going to support Instagram, right? So people are selective on who they try to hold accountable, and this is why I say like just getting involved in politics is not even it's not a smart move on, because like even though we know you're a staunch advocate of Democrats, now people trying to find ways not to support you because you have affiliation with a Trump supporter, and it's about business. It's not about nothing else. It's not about politics, none of that. It's about business. But people lead with their politics, right? Where you lead with just logic, it just makes sense. But everybody not logic. I mean,
and everybody's not emotional either if they lead with their politics, because sometimes the politics, y'all, and I hope I don't think anybody means to demean or degrade or anything, but when you start talking about what's emotional, or the emotional response, as women, especially as Black women, we cannot afford the luxury of separating the two, business and politics. Men can, y'all have a little bit more of a leeway to do that than we do. But there is no separation between the man who wants to finance the company and then the man who also wants to take away the right to me having to my reproductive health or my right to vote. You know what I'm saying? So some of us, it's not an emotional thing because we look at the politics. And I just don't like
those women last night. I'm gonna tell you, I was in the room, and those women last night were very emotional. They were extremely emotional. They were all over the place. I'm talking to Kimberly. But go ahead.
I just want to say this part. So what makes it emotional, right? If you're not consistent with your politics, like okay, if people mad at Isaac for sitting down with this dude Kevin, right, who's a Trump supporter, and the same people are supporting Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, that's what makes it emotional.
But I think that's a false thing, because I think the same people who are mad at Zuckerberg left or was desperately, like myself, been desperately for years and years waiting and looking for a place, an alternative, that I could use. And so finally, that's why Fanbase was such a breath of fresh air, because I felt so bad at the fact that I felt like I had no choice but to be on Facebook or Twitter. I've never been on Twitter. But in Facebook is where, even though I've been put on in Facebook jail since 2017, I was a part of the whole activist that they targeted, before they had to make it even and get some of these maggots. So I've been waiting and longing to get on Facebook. So the people who you're talking about, the same ones that are out, those are one and the same to me. Like it is disappointing, to read some of this stuff or hear some of this stuff, but I feel like it's the same situation that I was in. It reminds me of when I was in church and my pastor ended up divorcing. Him and his wife got a divorce because he had an affair. Oh my God, that split the church. Like, what is we gonna do? We got a pastor that's getting ready to have a divorce because he had an affair. And what are we going to do? I stayed with the church, like I'm going to stay with Fanbase, because I believed in not the man, but the message. So I'm rocking with you. I'm just letting you know. It's just one of those things that as women, as Black women in particular, just yet another, bitter pill. Bitter pill.
Kimberly, were you one of the women? I'm looking at your post, and that, it looks like you're really on the ground. So I definitely have respect for your opinion. I would just invite, I think as Black people having more kind of widen our view a little bit. I think is going to be important. I think in the growth of anybody, like even if you're on the ground and you're just like you're completely pro-Black, which is good. I'm the same way. But I think if there's room to open up, widening your view a little bit, then I think, okay, we can do that and we can still remain Black. I think you brought up Ice Cube, and I'm a huge advocate for Ice Cube. I love Ice Cube. Everything about it, like the guy has been Black and pro-Black since the jump, but we jumped down his throat. And I always bring this up because it always is very relevant across time. And this is kind of the same situation where it's like you got somebody that's Black, but because they want to talk to a white man.
No, because they get caught up in some white man shit that they need to get their Black asses out of. And so then they resort to the white man's tactics.
Cool, yeah. But I think having a conversation about the world of social media and tech, I don't think we should, right? If we want the platform, because I think Isaac has, and I'm not speaking for Isaac, I'm not him, right? But I'm saying, but from what I've heard, right, and why I'm down with the app is he's expressed that he's pushing this to be a global platform. So that's why I invested. That's the only reason I invested. If he said I'm looking for this to be an Atlanta platform or a Georgia platform or something like that, I wouldn't have never dumped any money into this app because that doesn't make sense to me.
So let me put something out there, which is pretty interesting, because I'm going to show you exactly why. Like this is the example of what I mean by you're never going to please everybody, right? So initially, this conversation was about, and we look at the metrics or how people view the app or the things that people have to say about Fanbase, right? So in this conversation, people expressed online the dislike for some of the comments that were made by me with regard to Fransesca, right? Cool. Now we transition to Kevin O'Leary in the conversation that we're having Monday, and people are upset about that. Before that, when TikTok went down, the most time that we ever got, the most negative feedback that we've ever gotten about Fanbase was when TikTok went down and everybody was trying to download Fanbase, and they were having trouble downloading the app, and the reviews were bad for that very reason. And so my point is that there's no situation or circumstance where you're going to please anyone. I'm telling you, like I know how we think. I know how people think, but my point is I could have a conversation with any person on this platform, and somebody's not going to like it, and then they're going to express that they don't like it, and they're going to share it online, and depending on how many followers they have or how broad their reach is, that is the limit in the scope in which the people will actually respond and how it resonates. So that's what I'm talking about. It's like, dog, like listen to how this conversation went from me responding to a person that said something negative about me to now we're talking about people aren't pleased about how I might be, how I might know or might feel about Kendrick or Drake. Then it transitioned to, okay, your politics and what you believe in your politics. And then it transitioned from, well, you're having Kevin O'Leary on your platform. And then I'm going back to the fact that people weren't happy when they tried to download Fanbase because we had so many users. We got over 500,000 users, I think, in a week's time, that people were upset about that. I'm doubling down on the fact that I promise you, there's no situation ever where you're going to please everyone. You're not going to do it. You're not. There's no. I mean, LeBron James' son can have a heart attack, battle back in college, and make it to the NBA, and it's not. And he's a nepo baby, and it's not good enough. And it's just my point is that's the world we live. That's the new normal, and we have to learn to operate in this turbulence, like in this environment, and just keep moving forward. And people understand that that's going to there will be if trust me, if you thought it was bad now, wait till Fanbase is worth $1 billion and then $10 billion. Wait till the platform is extremely successful. You're going to see more hate than you've ever seen in your entire life. It's never, you know what I'm saying? It's never going to change. You're never going to please anybody. That's all that I'm saying. It's there's nothing that I can do. Even if I remain silent, listen. The funny thing about it was the room that I went into the other day, I haven't been on the app, and there were people on the app talking crazy about Fanbase on Fanbase. There's nothing that can be done. That's my point. That there's nothing. What you want me? So you're saying that do you want me to act like Elon? Whenever somebody says something bad about Fanbase, you want me to kick the user off the platform? You want me to close that room down? I can't do that. That's not the world we live in. That's not the type of human being that I am. I have to take the good with the bad. I have to take the criticism with the praise. I take all of it. I'm just not me. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to respond emotionally like that. What I don't have a problem with is I don't have a problem standing up for a platform that accepts all voices and all opinions. Again, which is why I invited Francesca to this conversation today. I did not want to shut her out. I wanted her to express how she felt, because it's easy. See, it's a lot easier to make videos and then have your supporters come and comment under there, and then present the appearance of the appearance that everybody agrees with you, rather than to get in a room with me on stage and have a conversation. And let's get in. And I promise you, in situations like that, I've done this more times than not. I've dismantled individuals that have those types of conversations that's strictly off fact. I will dismantle anybody that comes in this room that tries to have a conversation about what they think my character is like, how Fanbase is built, how we scale the company, what decisions are made, and what functionality, how we decide to market, how we decide to raise money, what's my stance on Kevin O'Leary. Like, it gets dismantled. And that's my point, is like, and so some people like to live in that space of, I have all the commentary, but I don't have time for rebuttal. I don't want anybody to respond to me. I don't want direct respondents to the things that I say about individuals, and that they can respond to me. I welcome it, because that's number one, that's how you solve problems. That's how you find common ground. That's how you sometimes change the minds of individuals that may not agree with you. And by the time the conversation is over, they are. I guarantee you, in the course of this entire room, there's probably people that came in this room super hot at me and be like, okay, I understand where he's coming from. And people might have come in this room like, I don't like Isaac, now that he said what he said. And my point is, nothing is going to change that. We have to get past the perception that people that have negative things to say about you are the end all be all. It's the end of the world. It's not. It's always going to happen. It's like literally, it's like, it's always going to happen. And that's what I want to express. It's like, okay, that's what I just wanted to express in that conversation again. It's just like, it's not going to change nothing, guys. Like, it's not. People are going to hate Fanbase when they're going to hate it when the app is successful. They're going to hate it if it's not working. They're going to hate it if it has glitches. They're going to hate it if it don't have glitches. They're going to hate it. Trust me, they're going to hate it regardless. It just comes with the territory when you're doing something and you're building something like this. Again, like I tell everybody, I welcome everybody. Like, look, show me. The point that I say is this: find me other instances. Just take this instance right here and find me other instances of people trying to do what we're doing over here, and show me that where they even exist. So all of this innuendo, all of this speculation is all uncharted territory. We've never been here before. So no one can definitively say what is right, what decisions are right, and what decisions are wrong. No one can do that. Nobody can say that. No one. But what you have to do is you have to continue to stay the course and build. So, you know, I when I look at companies that took, you know, billion. Matter of fact, there was a list of companies. Somebody sent me a list of the unicorns, all the unicorns of 2024. And I was looking at when some of these companies were founded. Some of these companies were founded in 2013, 2012, and they just became unicorns. Some of the companies were founded in 2021, 2022, and they're unicorns. There is no blueprint to this. And we have to pull ourselves. We really got to step back and say, bruh, like there is no, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make errors, and you're going to make things that make wrong decisions. The thing about it is you got to continue to move forward, learn from those mistakes, make adjustments, continue to build despite what the naysayers say, despite what everybody, I mean, trust me, look at any success story. Look at all the success stories of people that have ever built anything famous. I'm telling you, people in the ear like, it's going to fail. It sucks. You're wrong. You're an asshole. This isn't going to work. You're dumb. You're doing it wrong. And everybody has all this advice on people that are doing things that have never been done before. And I'm just like, I'm rolling with it. Like, I'm passionate about the mission and what we're here to build, and the energy behind why we want to provide a platform where people's voices are not suppressed, where content is available for anybody to monetize it if you want to. You know, that's it. The misinformation is going to be the misinformation. There's nothing that you can do to combat that. You just got to keep moving. The people that will ride with you, and then people will change their mind later. People that are mad at me today are not going to be mad at me a week from now. They're not. They're going to be like, okay, cool, Fanbase works now. I'm happy. It's like, it changes, people's opinions change like that. They're not so dug out. People are not so dug in the way that they feel that people think that they are. The person that you mad at tomorrow, you won't like them. You're gonna be all right. Everybody been in the doghouse at some point.
So, like I said, I'm for the message. I'm supporting the message, and you know, not necessarily the man. The message, number one. I'm just saying, you know, just be careful. You know, the company you keep in. One other thing I'll say is, before I invest, in light of everything that we've been talking about, can you please assure me that 5 years from now, I'm not going to look up and see that Isaac Hayes Jr. is being accused or has, you know, been credibly accused of raping and beating women and children and men. Like, just assure me of that.
Isaac Hayes Jr. is his father. Isaac Hayes Jr. is his father. He's Isaac Hayes the third.
I'm sorry, the third. I'm sorry. I apologize. You're right. I apologize. As long as you assure me of that, I have no problems with investing. And like I said, I'm for it.
Let me explain. Like, that was wild, but again, I understand.
That's an investor question. I want to make sure that I don't get caught up in a return on investment if there's a problem, like how these other CEOs are having problems now. So I just want to.
Yeah, but I'm not. So for me, I'm not.
That's all I care about. And then the mission of Fanbase, I definitely 100% support that.
Yeah.
I just want to be assured that it won't be no other funny business, and then I'm good to go.
So something that I've always, first of all, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't participate in any illegal activities involving, you know, any of the stuff that you're talking about. And the reason, and number one, the reason why that is so important is because it's hard enough just being a good person, like trying to do the things that you're doing, and you get all these negative strikes against you. Trust me, like I'm, that's it's okay. Like I understand how, you know, people can have concerns about that, but trust me, you don't have to worry about that with me at all. Like, that's okay. It's totally fine.
But I ain't gonna lie. But how do we even get to that part? Like, how do you even think? Like, I love everybody in the room. It's like a barbecue. It's all spam. It's all. So when I say this, I say it. But how do we even get to the point where we ask somebody, can you assure me you're not going to sexually assault any women?
Yeah, because I can definitely tell you the reason how I got to the point is the whole purpose to me, in my opinion, because I applauded him when he came on and did this room, created this room to address the Francesca situation. I was in the comments saying, I'm glad that he did, because this kind of stuff can get out of control. And that's how we, in my opinion, lost the election, by letting a whole bunch of lies go unchecked. So I appreciated him coming online and addressing this, because he felt like it was necessary. So like I said, in hearing all the other things that I've heard as far as affiliations and comments and stuff that he's made about cultural topics, relative topics to today, dealing with sexual assault, pedophilia, all this and that other kind of stuff, he felt the need to come on here and stick up for himself to address the rumors or anything like that. So I feel like it is how I got to where I am. As long as when we're talking about everybody's gonna be mad at you, you can't please anybody. You don't have to please me 100% of the time. What I'm asking for is just all you simply need to do is not be one of these other CEOs that flips the script once we all get involved, and then you turn out to be a monster behind closed doors.
So how we know that you not? How we know that you not?
Wait. Hold on. We're not gonna.
Like even asking those questions is like if somebody would have asked like you, like, and I would never I do a lot of asking for, right? But somebody say like, just assure me that you're not gonna mess with little boys or whatever. Like even if somebody was a monster like that, they would probably say, I can't assure you I'm not gonna mess with little girls or rape any women. Like what? Like a monster wouldn't even.
It's getting it on record, like how I do for people who I vote for. Like how I do for.
But I'm saying even monsters, people that actually indulge in that, I know 1,000% ICE would never. But people that actually indulge in that activity would never even answer that question the way you would like it.
Yeah, so I mean, what I really meant by the question was, as a bottom line thing for myself, was as long as you ain't the type of people who we said was like deal breakers, as far as like some people don't play with folks that sexually assault other people, rape children, and that kind of stuff. You know, those are deal breakers for me. So I really posed it and put it out there as saying, as long as you ain't that,
that's not.
Then I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you.
To speak up, because I'm going to eat dinner at lunch, but I was just like, what? That's not Isaac. None of us are that. That's not
Isaac. I know. Yeah, none of that. I can ask him something like that. That's all. I mean, and like I said,
I don't think that needs to be asked.
Move past this. Yeah, let's move past this.
Insulting.
It's crazy.
That's not nothing of like that of the sort is affiliated with Isaac. I think that's a bit too much. That's not. Let's.
I think it directly addresses the issue of the reputation, the thing that he said. Somebody asked him if he was even considering suing about libel and defamation and that kind of stuff like that. It just goes directly to the whole point of him coming on here is to make sure that we understood the full story from his perspective, clarified any type of character issues that may be out there, that may have been put out there. And so along those same lines, as far as me personally, when it comes to whether I'm going to stay with this app and all that kind of stuff, which I've already made up in my mind that I absolutely am, I just, in light of everything else, all I said was, as long as if you can assure me that you're not one of them type of jokers, I'm with you. That's all I meant by it. No other disrespect.
Isaac, can you do me a favor real quick? Chris that ran up. I'm sorry.
Hey, I was going to go somewhere else with this, bro. Y'all know, I'm rocking with Duran, but Duran come up here, boy, he finna turn it all the way up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm laughing. He finna go crazy. I'm trying.
After what you said.
Yeah. I already know where it's gonna go.
Duran don't play no fucking games.
Nah, but
you don't got no grace. Well, you got a lot of grace, but you still got no grace.
It's gonna go in the direction where it don't need to go. And again,
I Isaac, I appreciate you answering my question directly. I appreciate you understanding the context and the meaning behind my question. And so, Isaac, I appreciate you answering the question directly.
Okay.
And like I said before, I'm rocking with Fanbase. I love it.
It might be that too accessible shit though. Isaac, what you think about that?
Hey, Isaac, assure me you don't eat
Simon croquet.
6-month babies, man.
Yeah. Assure me you don't eat croquet.
Please tell me you don't put hot sauce on your chilies, bro. You did that? And y'all can keep on with that, but I tried to explain the spirit of where I was coming from with that. Y'all can keep on with it if you want. I tried to explain the spirit of where I was coming from. As long as you ain't with that fuck shit, I'm with you. That was the spirit of where I was coming from. As long as you ain't with that shit, I'm with you.
Hold on, everybody. Chill out. Let's go. Listen, I understand that we live in a world where people often pretend to be one person and they are the other person. Then they are somebody entirely different. Now, this is how I respond to that, and I've said this plenty of times before. I said that moving forward, and I've always said that because of the way that the world is and the way that society's evolved, the person that you are in private is the person that you're going to have to be in public. There cannot be this two-persona individual. There can't be this upstanding citizen in public and then this evil demon behind the closed door. It's not going to work like that. It just doesn't. So it's like the person you are in private is the person you're going to have to be in public. But I've known that for a very, very long time. I mean, I've always said that because what happens is we do see these instances of where people are, everybody's America's sweetheart, or we love these people and we idolize these people and we pedestalize these people, and then they wind up being people that were not up to the character and the standards that we thought they were. And I understand that, and especially in that situation. So I understand the concern because that happens quite a bit. We see that all the time. We see that, this person was this person, but before they got these types of issues and X, Y, Z. But the thing that I've known about myself for a very, very long time is I always gave myself the ability or the room to grow beyond what I think I could be. And what that means by that is like there's certain things that I'm not going to entertain or lifestyles that I'm going to be a part of because you never know. Like you never know if you're going to build a social media platform, run for president, whatever it is. Who knows? So you kind of got to give yourself that space to do this. It's not an accurate or very accurate example, but it's like people that tattoo their entire bodies and then realize, oh my God, like I want to be something different, and then they got to get all their tattoos removed. It's like just never get tattoos. I never got tattoos. I never got a tattoo my entire life because I never knew what I wanted to be and what I thought may or may not represent or be accepted by people. That when when you want to run for office or whatever. And again, we're far more accepting of that nowadays. But again, you got to keep it clean. You got to keep a clean slate. You got to do that. That's the reason why I just don't. I always laugh. I say I go to the office and I take my ass home, and I might play Call of Duty, and that's about it. I live a very boring life, but it gives me focus.
Being so mindful of that, so thoughtful and mindful of that is, so that you don't put yourself in situations that you have to explain later and that kind of stuff because you're so super aware of what you just said. Like,
yeah. Guys, you gotta stop this now. Like, this is going too far. Isaac, this is really going too far. Like, seriously.
Hold on.
I thought it was conversational. I'm sorry.
Hold on, guys. It's okay. It's okay.
It's really not, though. But okay.
No, but listen. No.
That's your question. It's off topic. Yeah. Hey, so, and this gonna play a role if I'm gonna invest for $5,000 or not. Have you ever ate some toes? Keep it real between me and you, bro. It's gonna decide whether or not I'm investing in Fanbase.
No. Listen.
I gotta know.
No. Hold on. Listen. I'm gonna tell you why this is important. Hold on. This is important. I'm gonna tell you why this is important. Which is it? I'm gonna tell you why what she said is important. And I know it's not. You shouldn't be funny. But a lot of times, like the behavior of the founder of the company can have a negative impact on the company if typically usually if the company is a publicly traded company, right? Or it has advertising. So I always say that's why the reason why privately held companies are able to, that's why Elon can do and say whatever the hell he wants to do. It's not going to change X. It's not going to. Now, if he had shareholders and advertisers, and
It does affect the retention, though, Isaac. But go ahead.
No. But hold on. Listen. I understand. I know what you mean. It does affect the retention of, but Elon's saying some really egregious things. Like Elon's wilding. Like I'm not saying anything close to what Elon Musk has said. The point that I'm making is that when you are a publicly traded company, you are beholden to the shareholders and the advertisers, and they can at will, lower the price of your company, totally dismantle your progress. But even in those situations, those companies tend to bounce back. They have that. Everybody's like, oh my God, the stock's tanking because this person said this and everything's going to crap and we got to fix it in X, Y, Z. I understand that. For me, I'm fully aware of that, which is why I wanted to keep this company and will continue to keep this company private as long as possible, because that's exactly how people control you. So when people have control over how you make your money, that's really, really important, right? Again, it's just totally, absolutely important on people how people control and make your money. So again, the character of an individual that is, especially someone like me that's raising capital and doing all that, that's important. Because when you're investing in a company, you're investing in the founder. So I want people that invest in Fanbase to feel comfortable investing in me, saying, okay, I just got the vision. He's passionate about what he's talking about. He's clear about the direction. Nothing about what I've ever said about Fanbase has changed from the very beginning. I've not changed my mission, my energy that we need to own infrastructure, youth culture, and Black culture are what make these apps popular. We need to own them. We need to change the narrative, and it's going to be a long, hard process. None of that has changed. I've been extremely consistent, and I will remain consistent. That doesn't, Now, what you also have to do, I have to understand is I am a human being, and sometimes when people say things about me, right, or about the company, I do sometimes feel the need to respond and defend myself. When I make those responses, whether or not those responses are taken, in the way that I intend them to be taken, that's up to interpretation. I mean, no malice by a lot of the things that I say, but I will vehemently defend my character and my reputation against people that say things about me that I don't know, and they make those statements out of nowhere. So to Francesca, again, who could have come in this conversation and been part of this conversation, I will vehemently defend my character, my decision-making, and who I am as a person against someone who took time out of their day to try to make an example of myself and a platform that I spent my own money building and a lot of people have invested and helped build. And if she has a problem like that and feels like she's the victim in a situation where she could have simply not said anything, but that's her right as an American and as a person that's on social media to speak that know that when you try to make examples of people, sometimes people might make an example of you. That's all that I want to know. Like when you build your platform off of pulling content off the internet and trying to make examples off what other people say, every now and then somebody will make an example of your character, your decision making, and the things that you decide to do in the way that you, and the things that you stand for, and your track record, and have receipts on what you say. And that's what happened in this situation. And that's the point. Exactly. Is that my point is that you can go look at her content. It's all her posts are her giving commentary to other people that have never said anything to her. So, and I understand that's a form of content. That's a lot of what happens on TikTok. A lot of the TikTok style content is, oh, this person just said so. Well, let me tell you about it. And I get it. No problem. Again, but my point is every now and then someone's going to pull your receipts too and say, oh, so you're supposed to be super pro-Black, but XYZ, you do this, or you take time out of your day to punch down on Black businesses and Black founders when I'm actually doing the work. That's the one thing that I say about me is like, as much as anybody can say about me online, let's look at the work. Like, did I put my own money into starting this company 2.5 years before we ever raised a dime for the company? No, hold on. Did I put my own money? Like I put my money into this company. I put my own capital into this money to build the company myself, right? Straight up, I faced criticism. I faced criticism that I should have hired these individuals, and faced criticism that why am I using these developers to make it? Again, you're never going to please anybody. It's just I knew that coming into this. See, and the only reason why I know this, and the only reason why I'm able to do this is because I went through this in the music industry. And I'm telling you, for anybody out there, there's nothing more grimy, more underhanded, more filled with snakes and backstabbing and all the craziness of the music business. Everything is. I've been built for this. I've been rocking with this since I was a kid. I was a child of a man that was rich in name and poor in wealth. And people expected me to be the person that said I'm a Nepo baby and everything I have was it's the exact opposite. And I don't speak on those things. I don't talk about those things. I just started at the age that I am right now. I'm 49 years old. I just started talking about all the crazy stuff. People always say, oh, your daddy's Isaac Hayes and you have money your whole life. And what do you know about struggle? And I just started speaking about that. But I understand that that's part of what made me who I am, is the fact that I had to live with people expecting me or assuming that I'm some rich spoiled brat when in actuality I've had jobs since I was like 12 years old, worked all the time, like never. Like I said, father filed for bankruptcy a year before I was born, so I'm built for this. Y'all got the right one. If you think when it comes to getting up under my skin or making me mad, you got to trust me. It's not gonna happen.
I said this too. I talk about this. I just want to say this. So, this one, for me personally, I know I like one thing that will always come from my personal feelings. So I think that's what the code is happening because at the end of the day, man, Isaac is a good dude. He's actually too good sometimes, and I need to emulate his patience because I talk to Isaac a lot. I never heard Isaac say one negative thing about a person a day in my life. Like, he just engaged, he talked business, he wants to win, and he just, he's real motivational. So I know a lot of people, and I just this for everybody, right? There's going to be some things that you probably going to hear that you disagree with me, Isaac, and you probably get in your feelings at one point, right? But we like a family, right? We're like a cyber family. So don't let y'all personal feelings, right, trump. Y'all want to see black people win, right? So if it was a black woman in this situation, right, I have a critique for what she says, but I always want her to win. So let's not, like how we be careful with these other groups, right? Let's not bring this shit to a dude like Isaac. Like, Isaac's a good dude. He's a motivational speaker. And I literally just want to see the dude win, man. Like, he was transparent about his situation with Fanbase since day one. He was on Clubhouse. Black people said they want something else. He made it. And you literally get to watch this journey, right, live in 4K. So if this type of stuff don't motivate you and seeing the app go from 400 to top 10 on the App Store to TikTok, and eventually for the close out the round and get a different evaluation. Like, you literally could have watched the dude become a billionaire. And with that, right, because he's a public figure, you're going to see trials and errors, right? So we can learn from his wins, and we can learn from things that he could work on, right? So, but at the end of the day, right, he's transparent, he's solid, and we're going to see the fan base get evaluated at $2 billion, all right? And, just salute it, man, because we all win if Isaac wins. That's what it comes down to.
But that's the funny thing about that is our success is collectively tied together. And what I mean by that is fan base never benefits unless creators make money. So if creators win, fan base wins. And if fan base wins, the investors win. So we are all in this together. Like, everybody's tied together. There's nobody that's a part of this whole journey that's going to lose, except the people that don't become part of the journey. That's it. There's nobody that's going to lose. If creators monetize their content freely, without censorship, without hurdles to monetize their content, then fan base wins. And then if fan base wins, the investors that put their capital into this company win, and we all win. Ain't gonna be no losers, and then just the winners over here and the losers over here. It's tied. All the success is tied together because it provides the motivation for everybody to see everybody win. So I want to see creators make tons and tons of money, having subscriptions and getting loves, and everybody to be successful on this platform. But that means Fanbase is successful, and that means the people that work at Fanbase, all their hard work, it sees success in what they've done, and the people that have invested in this company see the value of the company increase, and then that value goes. So we're all in this together. That's the whole thing. It's not just me. We all in this together. Like, we're tied in this, and that was the design of this because again, as I say all the time, it'd be like the same 75 people that invest in all these companies, and they call them the PayPal Mafia and the dudes from over here and all these people, and especially in the era of social media, all of this stuff is built off the innovation, the creativity of young people in Black culture consistently. That is a full stop conversation. There's nobody that rebuke that fact. Like, if they're not young people and Black people innovating and making your platform successful and popular, there is no platform. But how come we only got 12 Black billionaires out of 2,000 in the entire planet, 2,000 billionaires, I think, on the entire planet. We got 14 of the 2,000. Okay, 2,700 billionaires on the planet. We got 14. And then the richest Black billionaire is worth what, $16, $18 million? I don't know what happened. He's worth, but Elon Musk, 16, but Elon Musk is worth 250, 300, 400 billion. Come on, man. Like, enough. Like, that's what I mean. The world has to substantially change for Black people. It's got to change. And the only way it's going to change is unless we start building infrastructures. Infrastructures where we can be critical. I have no problem. Look, Francesca can come over here and make videos about me all day long, but do it on a platform that you can own. Do it on a platform that you can scale, that you can feed your family with, that you can create generational with. Don't sit over there and do it on these other platforms that don't do nothing for you and don't even care if you're there or not. Do it over here. Talk shit about me all day long over here. Be my guest. Make Fanbase the most successful platform of talking shit about me all day long. I don't care, but something has to systemically change about the trajectory and the wealth gap in African American people. And if it's not related in infrastructure, if it's not infrastructure based, we're going to lose. We cannot continue to use Clubhouse and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and expect anything to change about Black people and Black wealth in this country ever. It's never going to change. Fanbase is going to be, I'm telling you, it's going to be the before Fanbase and after Fanbase. And after Fanbase is going to be a whole slew of other companies that come out where Black people start building their own infrastructure, streaming apps, production companies, record labels, other social media platforms, whatever it is. And that's going to change everything. Because when we use common sense math, when it's Black culture plus social media platform equals $1 billion company, let's watch and repeat that. We got to change that because I'm heartbroken at how I see this happen all the time. I get upset. It bothers me. It bothers me that I see people like I'm not gonna say this. I've seen this creator. I've seen a creator online that started one of these viral dance challenges, and now she has like a regular 9-to-5 job, and the person that copied her is worth like $40 million. It breaks my heart. It hurts my feelings. I get upset, man. It's like, really? So now you up here, you gotta get.
Send me the name of the person in my DM.
No, I'm not. No, it's just unfortunate. I see it. It's like, come on, man. Like, really? Like, come on, man. Like, I just keep all this stuff. Again, I have nothing against gambling, but I tell my friends all the time. Dre's been on stage. Dre was in here earlier. I tell people all the time, when you watch those commercials about gambling, when you see the MGM commercial with Jamie Foxx, when you see Kevin Hart and LeBron James for DraftKings, when you see Prize Picks with Drewski, Joe Budden, Funny Marco, all of them, you will consistently see African American men convincing other people in the Black community to gamble. I don't see any other gambling commercials with a bunch of young white creators, young white athletes telling people to gamble their money. Listen, I see the bigger picture. That's for me. I'm looking at the whole board. So we got to change the way that we think about this. And so, again, these little stats that I have with people are insignificant to the overall goal of building a community, a place where people can be themselves and have what they want. It's just from time to time, I'm going to respond to someone that comes out of the blue and says something about me, and I'll probably do it less and less. Again, I understand that as the platform continues to scale and grow, I'm on here having less and less of these conversations. Again, I've been noticeably absent since before in the last year. I ain't been in these audio rooms. I told the people, I was like, I'm not. People say I ain't coming. I was like, I'm not coming in there, man, because there's too many people in there that's gonna start. It's gonna turn into a whole conversation about some other stuff that I don't need to turn it into. This was just a time that I decided to respond to someone that out of the blue had something negative to say about me, about a comment that they want to take out of context and use me for content, and I responded. And I invited that person to this room to say, let's have the real, let's have this conversation live in stereo.
What she said when you invited her?
That she's not coming. I'm not coming, and I'm a coward. I think if I'm a coward, how come if I'm a coward, why would you not come to the room?
Tell her I got $300 for you. You pull up for that. Sure. Tell her I got $300.
No, it's not about that though. My point is that happens all the time. And I'm telling you, that's how bullies work. I'm telling you how people that are bullies, the person that got the most smoke always block you when they meet their match. I'm telling you. Again,
wait, what's her at? Watch this. I'm gonna offer her 300. She's gonna be on this. I almost cussed. We got some older folks. She's gonna be on this thing in 5 minutes. Post her in the chat, man. Listen, man.
No, listen, y'all.
Post her in the chat, man. Listen, we need a conflict resolution, man. Post her in the goddamn chat.
But she's not. But she's
Here's how.
But here's my point. Here's how this whole conversation gets dismantled from the very beginning. Just ask her in 2022, did Isaac see you on the internet very, very impassioned about how you as a Black content creator and creators were not getting paid, and I sent you the solution, which was Fanbase, to that problem, and told you that I'm raising money and do that, and tell her response, which was kind of like, I don't need to make money off my content. I'm a fight for creators, but fortunately enough for me, I'm making the money that I don't have to do that, and I'm dialing, and I'm going to stop making content. And fast forward to 2025, she got 25,000 pieces of content on the internet and doing what she's doing. So it's like, and you knew that before you even started to record the video, you knew that we had a conversation. That's the stuff that's disingenuous. Oh, remember people telling us to try Fanbase, and I didn't. I'm like, bro, just start from the beginning. Start from when I hit you, and start from when you made the video in 2022 about how I'm trying to solve your solution to your problem about Black creators not making money, and Fanbase solution. Now you can agree to say you weren't interested or you didn't believe in it or X, Y, Z is fine, but start there. Don't start like out of nowhere, just like, here come Isaac making a comment about Kai Cenat and Aiden Ross. Don't do that's disingenuous. That's not real. That ain't cool. Like, it's cool, but my point is, those people will never do that. They will never stand in a room. I promise you, anybody that's ever been critical of me, and I'm minding my Black ass business, because I always say that all the time. When I'm minding my business, and Godfrey and Amanda Seals want to come and talk trash about me, I have I have a Zoom meeting with Amanda Seals, and we talk about using Fanbase, and then you gonna stand there and let somebody trash it and not reveal that part. Like, oh yeah, I've talked to Isaac. And then again to see, like I said, proceed to block me. But again, these people have everything to say to the world. I don't care if it's Pastor Daryl Scott. I don't care if it's Derek Jackson. I don't care if it's Ace Metaphor. I don't care if it's all these people that have everything to say to me. And then when I respond, I ain't blocked none of them. Why would I ever block you? Let's have a conversation. And that's my point. It's like, talk. Let's do it. I promise you, it won't go the way you think it's going to go. It's not going to turn out because you can shape the narrative with posts. You can shape the narrative with comments and tweets. You can't shape the narrative when two people are live in each other's faces having dialogue, and your intellect and my facts versus your intellect and your facts. It's going to go the way it's not going to go the way that you think it's going to go, because it can easily be dismantled by facts. That's opinion. She's giving her opinion. Let's get to the facts of the matter. Let's have a factual conversation about how you decided to take time out of your day to try to make an example of an individual of content because people ridiculed you for not supporting Black people when they felt you should. Let's get to the real part of the matter. You're mad that people say you're not Black, that you're not supporting Black people. you don't support black businesses, X, Y, Z, and you found a way to respond to those people and use me as an example to do so. Let's get to that. That's the matter. You're really mad. You're still bothered that people say you're anti-black. Let's get to the truth of it. That's what you're mad about. You didn't need me to get on the internet and use Fanbase as an example. Use me as an example. Use my perspective of what I thought about a hip-hop beat as an example to get off your gripe about how you feel about the way that other people treated you when you didn't support black business.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Isaac, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I want to ask you about, let's see if this is your comment. So did you say stop cloud chasing and get to work on being great like other black women?
Absolutely. It was one of 7. I'll read all 17.
So let's hold on, wait. That's fine. I listened to it, but this is why I asked you. So what you saying, right? And I feel you. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening. I hear you. And you know how I feel. I want to have we cool. But when you take a shot like that, well, come on now. You take a shot like that at a black woman. Now don't that's not going to come with a fire, a smoke, just because of the simple fact I thought it was this code. Now maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was a code where don't take shots, don't do the black on black taking shots, black men to black women to black men. I thought as a collective, as black people, we all hated that, regardless of the issue at hand. I thought we all felt like on code. As a black man, don't take a shot at a black woman publicly like that. And like,
you guys. The room closed. I don't know if it closed on purpose. Oh, it might have just been my app. All right, this is getting heated, you guys. Let's see what the response is. Let's see if I can get back in the room. Let me see. I can get back in the room. Here it is. Yeah, the app was just apping. Okay. Let's see. Damn, the audio went down. Man, this volume is really low now on my phone. So let me go ahead and refresh. Goodness, this thing came at the worst time. I'm gonna restart my phone. For some reason, I couldn't pick up the audio on the web, which is interesting because normally we can pick it up on the web and get the audio. But it looks like the audio room on the web is having some challenges. So I know that they're working on things. They may not be having that as quite a priority for what's going on with the other UX UI features that they're enhancing right now. So bear with us as we go through the pain points, but realizing just having a voice to speak about this sensitive topic amongst us is major. So if you have some commentary, if you want to come and jump into the room, go ahead and install Fanbase and come on over here, listen, come to the stage, engage, and let's have some real dialect, because I think we need to have some voices that we have been suppressed from before. So let me go ahead and try and go back in the room now.
said the things that I alluded to that you were talking about. No, you can't.
Okay.
You don't get to dictate how I respond when you're the person that starts. You don't get to do that. You don't get to do that at all. I said nothing. I said nothing criminal. I just gave a scathing response to someone that has repeatedly shown time and time again and publicly said that being a black business is not enough in a time where they're trying to take everything away from black people.
Wait, so that's what I was
hold on, let that sink in. At a time that we're sitting around here and the government is trying to remove black history off the internet. They're trying to defund black businesses. They're trying to intimidate Jamal Bryant. They're getting rid of DEI. They're trying to strip away all these rights. They're trying to take away funding. They're suing the Fearless Fund so they can't support black founders. And you, in this moment, in this critical moment, you want to say, yeah, but being black isn't enough. I ain't got time for that. Being black is all that's needed at this point. That's all you got to be, in my opinion.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask you. So you believe that being black is enough to support black business, period. It should be no other deciding factor. As soon as someone is black and then they say they have a business, it should be guaranteed support just off.
No. So no, here's the reason why that's no. But here's what I'm saying. Take my black business. So then she used Fanbase as an example, right? So she go, okay, cool. Just because it's black, but her term was, I don't believe that it needs to be supported. It's not enough. Okay, so cool. So then let's go to the SEC filings. Let's go to our financials. Let's go to the business plan. Let's look at the app itself. Let's look at all the things that go along with it. I'm not saying that just because I built an app and I'm black, everybody should support it. The fact that about a month ago that people were comparing Fanbase to platforms that were worth $17 billion and had raised $900 million, and we at that point probably maybe had just raised a little over maybe $13 or $14 million. That's giving you a clear signal of what's possible when the playing field is level. When you give me $90 million, let's see what happens. When you give me $100 million, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with Fanbase when you give me $100 million. All those bugs y'all talking about, all the things that people are upset about. Yeah, you want the TikTok algorithm? Okay, let's raise $150 million. We'll build that. No problem, no sweat, not an issue. But if you don't understand how the business works, you don't understand the complexities of trying to satisfy multiple people, and then also at the same time keep your business running. Because again, I will repeat, if it doesn't have anything to do with retention, revenue, or user growth, we're not going to do it. So if someone says, "Oh man, how come y'all ain't got carousels?" If carousels aren't going to affect revenue, retention, or user growth, but spending time working on the infrastructure of the app that you can't see, that might take 8 months to do, is going to, then we do that. And that's the part that people will never understand. And I can explain it time and time again. And it's not my problem because users want what they want. And we have to live up to the expectation of what users want. But it's not going to be fast. It's going to take a long time to do so. So the people that are patient. The ones that aren't are going to leave the app and come back. And I'm that same type of person. I've been that person. I got on Twitter. Twitter was a ghost town in 2007. I ain't come back until 2 years later. Till Michael Jackson died. And everybody was on the platform. And Twitter blew up. And then I finally started getting engagement. So I understand. I was a social media user before I was a person that ever built a platform. So I don't hold any malice or any negative people that decide at this time I don't like Fanbase. At this time, I think Fanbase is trash. Fine, absolutely. I'm just saying when it isn't.
Real, man. As somebody that got strong black women in my family, shout out to my grandmama, my aunties, my sisters, love y'all to death. But even when you right, you wrong, man. Just keep it pushing, man. You shouldn't even get for the black women on the app, man. They smart enough to, even when they wrong, they'll figure out a way to make you look. Even when they wrong, right, they'll find a way to make you look. Right? So it's the back and forth. Because I'm reading the comments, right? I didn't know, but they said that you were saying something about like music, stuff like that, man. It's gonna be a little even if the premise of the conversation was in good faith and just the back and forth. Once stuff started getting personal, we live in like a gender war society, so where like it's like people got so much hate for the opposite sex. It's like gangbang, like gender gangbang. Like once they start implementing woman and man in it, right, they're gonna stop with man, right?
mostly with the gram drop. Yeah, and then women look like a gender war. And I know one thing about you know, getting involved in gender wars, you're the most pro-black man that I met. You know what I'm saying? You always brag about how women empowered you, right? And empowered your app, and the reason why you even got this app, right? But it's just like the back and forth between women online, bro. It's just never gonna be a good look, even if you're in the right, man. It just is what it is, man. So I see where the women coming from, but I don't know, man. It's a little shaky, man.
So this is what I'm gonna do, because I already know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hand this room over to you guys and let you keep the conversation going, because once I let Duran up here, I'm out. Once I let Duran stay, I'm gone. I'm out. Once I let Duran stay, I'm leaving. I'm gonna go eat lunch and continue to get over my day. Because once Duran get up here, we're all hell from crazy.
Isaac, man. We like this Isaac, man. Stay out the way, man. Get rich, man. Stay out the way. Get rich.
I got you. Duran, I sent Duran his invite. Where he at? Here. Hold on, I'm gonna make Swag you the master moderator. You in charge. Deputize Lou. Invite Duran. I invited Duran up here. Where he at? Come on up, Duran. Hold on, because once he get up here, all hell finna break loose. I'm finna invite the OGs up here. I'm like, yo, let me get out here and go. Let me get it. Here it is. I'm out because it's finna go down.
What's going on, man? Hold on. What are you doing? You can't do it.
You might as well close the room, man.
Yeah, bro. You might as well close the room. You said what you had to say, right?
Don't close it. Give Duran.
I'm done, man.
No. I'm about to open the room. Only me on stage. The Duran rant. You guys over here all this. I mean, Third's not incorrect about what he was saying. All this bullshit talk. No, Third, I do disagree. I do hate when you start talking tech and I'm in the audience and people can't look at it. No, Third, that's not the reason what Elon and Mark Zuckerberg did that. They're technical founders, Third. Just how we see a person in the hood on the basketball court that can dribble a certain way, we say, oh, my man got next to me. In the tech world, they respect people that have the skill set. So that's one of the things we often don't talk about. If you walked over and you were a PhD in computer science, everybody from Harvard and Stanford is going to want to work for you. So it's a bit of a hard battle to fight. Even Brian Chesky from Airbnb said this. He said, because I wasn't a programmer, it was hard for me to get people to come over from Airbnb. But I went and hired my best friend, was the programmer. He was a CTO. He came from the same schools that I came from, and it kind of changed the brevity when we were going to actually raise. So where you are correct with some of those elements, the context matters, especially for people that don't actually have knowledge. You walk in, I can tell you now, out of all of the black founders I put on that list, not one of them are technical. Delane Purnell, not a technical founder. Rodney Williams, not a technical founder. Tristan Walker, not a technical founder. Actually, I'm the only black technical founder out of that on that list that actually is a computer programmer. So we got to start actually adding that. Now, the other side, as far as the venture capital, I have opposition to that as well. Third, you shouldn't have listened to that black girl that gave you that bad advice. As far as, don't put your valuation too high. She was giving you advice from white people. You should have went in a room immediately. I'm raising $100 million at $1 billion valuation. Yes, 700 people are going to tell you no. But that 701, that person is going to actually tell you yes. So the only thing I'm suggesting, we're going to keep comparing ourselves to these white guys. We're not even playing the game like this. They're hyper-aggressive when they go in a room. I've literally said what we see, you experience this too, Third, from Chris Lyons. I was with Chris Lyons and partying with him in A16Z about 3 months ago. He got drunk, and they start saying some shit. That's how they literally talk. They say, hey, these black founders don't know how to scale. They come in, they try to raise $2 million from a $400 million fund. They don't realize that they can't write checks that small. And they just don't have the same impetus. Even like black people say this when they get some liquor inside. So we're going to have a conversation. I'm just saying, let's have a real. Be fake. I be quiet a lot. I want to ensure that people don't get the wrong message. I'm here to support Third as a friend, but like, come on, guys, no, it's not the same. We can't complain about the whites until we go in with some balls. Name a black personality that you guys know that went in and raised $400 million on a seed round. Name them. Name a black investor that you know that went and raised a $500 million VC fund. I've got a challenge for everybody. I'm just waiting until this summer, and I'm going wild on my podcast. I got a challenge for Paul. What's that dude's name from Atlanta? Paul Judge. I got a challenge for him. I got a challenge for some friends that my wife and I have in DC that are black funders. They do the same shit. We can't be docile and talk shit about the whites. We can't. Mark Zuckerberg was different. Mark Zuckerberg hacked Harvard. He literally went to Harvard and said, fuck this fool. Let's hark the service. Then we say, we can't do the same thing. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Or we just got to say we're afraid to go to jail. Or we're afraid to get in a little trouble. Yes, we can. So that's what I'm saying. I'm sitting in the audience listening. Everybody jumping up and down. Everybody's like, man, that's all bullshit. Until we have the same tenacity to walk in a room like them and do what's equivalent. Maybe speak about their stories. For example, we talk about Uber, how much money they made. Travis Kalanick was a wild guy. They literally kicked him out of the company. If you guys go and look at when they went public, Travis was on the side. They hated him so much, and he was solely responsible for their company being successful. They didn't even let him come on stage to ring a damn bell. They sued him. Bill Gurley, one of the billionaires, investors, they sued Travis Kalanick. These guys didn't just walk through. We act like the whites just walked through the green grass, and their feet was just clean. This is the way I hear these stories all the time. No, it was not clean, ladies and gentlemen. Travis Kalanick got kicked out of Uber. They sued him. Google sued him. They put together a coup to sue him. Sam Altman just got kicked out of OpenAI. Short of them having Microsoft on his side to get him back in, his ass was gone. And guess who did it? His co-founders. What about the nasty side of these stories? Look what Mark Zuckerberg and them did with Peter Thiel. They literally created a new company in Delaware. They had the Facebook Inc. and, the Facebook LP. That's crazy. Limited partnership. In Miami, you guys can search this stuff while I'm talking. I can't lie to you. It's 2025. ChatGPT and Google says. And then Peter Thiel said, no, we just want to reincorporate the company in Delaware. We're going to give Eduardo Servan his shares, but we're going to put in a contract that we can dilute him to oblivion because he's not going to read it, Mark. Because he's going to trust that we just changed everything over. So we take his shares when we change the company over. He'll see it. Let's not take his shares. In fact, let's give him more. So what happened? Eduardo didn't read the contract. The very next round, they diluted his ass down to 0.03%. This is what we're dealing with. So we don't have a capitalistic problem. We don't have a fundraising problem. We don't have balls. Literally, we don't. I don't agree, if I'm being honest, I don't agree that third should have went to the South and let all these people invest and have that many people in the captivity. But most people aren't going to say that because they're not really his friends. Friends tell me the truth. I think he should have went directly to Silicon Valley and kicked the fucking door in and forced him to give him a high valuation.
All right, you guys.
Because this is what he did. This is what he did. This is why they don't want black people invested, ladies and
So,
gentlemen. It's not because we're not smart.
we'll go ahead and end this live podcast. I got about an hour worth of this commentary from Isaac III, the CEO of Fanbase. And in this climate that we're in, there's a lot of pushback about, coming to Fanbase. Why would we invest in Fanbase? It's an all-black founder app. Now, Isaac is inclusive, so just because he is the black founder, right? He's welcoming everyone to Fanbase. It's about content creators. It's about monetization. But he's going to always get that feedback because he's in that public view. Didn't know who this lady was, Fransesca Ramsey, but it looks like y'all can look her up on Instagram. I guess this is where it stemmed from. So go ahead, look her up on Instagram, kind of look at her feedback and forth about not supporting Fanbase and so forth. But I'll go ahead and end there. So happy Saturday and have a great rest of your day. Au revoir. Tout à l'heure.